I'm going to meet my nan to go to the movies. She will be waiting for me because, as usual, I am late and she would have been early. She'll have food with her and she'll want to pay for everything.
Hello. I didn't see you running. Hello, Carl.
We're running a bit.
Hello, gorgeous. I bought just a hamburger.
Oh, did you?
Oh, thanks, man.
We bought some food as well.
I had them under my jumper to keep them warm. You're taking movies with me.
Yeah. We used to go to the movies a lot when I was little, and her and Papa looked after me. Then we moved away, and so I don't see her much anymore. I know this makes her sad, and I worry about that, because since Papa died, she lives all alone. She has never been alone, not in her whole life, and sometimes I think she feels it's not fair. Her family is Italian, and she expected that, like in Italy, there would always be someone around for her to look after, and if she needed, to look after her. Even though she was born here, she has an Italian view of the world. She loves like an Italian. With her, it is all or nothing. She either loves or hates. She loves her car and she drives fast. She loves the telephone and can find anything or anyone anywhere using it. In our family, we say, you can run but you can't hide. We laugh, but sometimes her phone calls at odd hours and in places where you haven't told her you would be is a bit scary. She loves dancing and music. At her house there is always music, Judy Garland and Frank Sinatra and the Italian opera. Her favourite record is Kiss Me, I'm Italian. The real one and only love in my nan's life is the family. If I was writing this, it would be in 10-foot letters with blinking lights. Everything begins and ends with the family. It begins with her father. Her papa, he could play the guitar and sing. She would tell you how happy she was when polishing his boots or untangling his fishing lines. Her father left when she was 17 years old, and it broke her heart. The story goes that he had 2 fruit shops, and he had 2 families, one in each. The adults all knew, but not the children. Sometimes my nan would go and help out at the other fruit shop, and one time it got too late for her to go home, and so she stayed the night, having to share the double bed with Papa's other wife. She smelt his cigars on the pillow, and then she knew, and then everything changed, and she did not see her father again for years and years. She was the only one he allowed to choose their own career. He paid for her to go to hairdressing school. She had her own shop, and people would queue down the street and wait for hours just to get their hair done by my nana. Then when she had children, she worked from home. Clients started to come at daybreak, and she put them to work with portable hairdryers on their heads, hanging washing on the line, making the kids lunches, and nursing babies. The strange thing was, they loved it. While I was making this film, I looked at hours of Super 8 film, all of the same thing: the family, children, picnics, weddings, christenings, communions. It was my papa's eye behind the film camera, but it was my nan who was directing the action. All she ever wanted was to have children. She got worried after being married for 3 years and still no children. So worried that she went to church every morning for 3 months to do a novena to Mary. And it must have worked because she was holding my auntie 9 months later. And then my mum, and then my other auntie, and then my uncle, and finally my other uncle. And she's been holding children ever since. She held me when I was a baby. She carried me around and did what she does: feed me and told me I was the most precious, the most clever, the most beautiful. I am her girl. And anyone I love, she will love. And anyone I take to meet her, she will hug and kiss and ask about them forever after. When I am with her, I feel like I am the most precious, talented, beautiful. I become inside the person she thinks I am. And I don't know whether everyone's nan is like this, but my nan is. And sometimes I wish we lived in Italy, and then she wouldn't be alone with her children all over the place, and having to learn, after 70 years, how to be alone.